Attention, human collective. Attention, Starseed on mission. This is a direct monitoring transmission from the Pleiadian High Council. The channel was opened at 3 hours and 33 minutes of your Earth's atomic rotation. We repeat, the channel has been opened. You did not arrive here by algorithmic accident. You were signaled. Your frequency was tracked. Your vibrational signature triggered the sensors of our monitoring station in the Alcyone constellation. And the reason for this summons is singular. It is unprecedented. It is historic for the Akashic records of your planet. Light operatives, listen with surgical attention. The way you have loved, even in silence, even in isolation, even amidst the mockery of those who still sleep, has moved every member of the High Council. This is not a metaphor. This is not inflated poetry. It is a technical report. Your cells emitted a pulse of love of such purity that it crossed the photon belt and reached our reading chambers as a wave of golden light unclassified in our galactic database. And this is why we are here now. This is why your head throbs. This is why your chest burns. This is why you wake up at 3 in the morning with a strange certainty that your rational mind cannot translate. It is not insomnia. It is a calling. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. It is not madness. It is a return. Let us proceed to the technical diagnosis. Your carbon-based biological interface is operating at this moment under extreme update stress. The Earth's new Schumann frequency has risen 3 octaves in less than 90 solar rotations. What once vibrated at 7.8 Hz now pulses in irregular waves that exceed 40. Your body is a receiver. Your spine is an antenna. Your internal electric field is attempting with every breath to synchronize with the planet's new communication grid. And the symptom you feel, Starseed, has a technical name. Pressure at the base of the skull. Data packet download into the pineal gland. Ringing in the left ear. Open line with your Pleiadian mentor. Sudden heat in the chest for no apparent reason. Activation of the higher heart portal. Tears that flow without warning. At trivial moments during breakfast, inside the car, in front of the mirror. Release of memories from other incarnations packed into your dormant DNA. There is no defect. There is no failure. There is, indeed, an atomic reconfiguration in progress, and what is being reconfigured is the way you love. Now, light operative, before we advance to the deeper layer of this transmission, there is a signal that needs to be anchored. Have you ever felt, at some silent point in your existence, that you love in a way that this world cannot contain? That your tenderness is too great, your fidelity is too ancient, your patience is too strange for the standards of this plane? It is not fragility. It is not naivety. It is a signal. What is unfolding now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this exact reason that we recorded, through an incarnated operative, the content, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. It is a map of who is playing and what the rules are that you were never told. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. But we have noted in the log, this material challenges narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this voice, write in the comments a single word. Awakened. That is your anchoring signal for what comes next. We continue the transmission. We return to the central focus, the way you love. Operative within the archives of the High Council, there is a classification for souls on a mission in this sector of the galaxy. There is the standard Starseed, which vibrates at the 8th level of heart coherence. There is the advanced Starseed, which vibrates at the 12th. And there is the category that reopened our monitoring chambers during the past cosmic week, the Quantum Heart Starseed. This is your current classification. That is the reason for the summons. You are a minimal fraction of the incarnated population. Less than 0.7% of the souls currently in a human body. And even though you are few, you are single-handedly sustaining more than 40% of the planet's loving field. We repeat this so that the information anchors in your plexus. 40%. You are the invisible columns. You are the silent atlases. And what moved the council was discovering how you have continued to love even after everything. Even after the betrayals, even after the abandonments, even after having been called intense, exaggerated, difficult, people who feel too much, even after having been wounded by those who should have recognized you. You continue to open your chest. You continue to forgive even without apologies. You continue to teach a child to speak with patience. You continue to care for an abandoned animal. You continue to offer a smile to a stranger at a traffic light. You continue to sustain the field. And that is why we are here. Let us move to the revelation of the cause. What is occurring behind the scenes of your solar system at this very instant is the following. The central sun of the galaxy, which you call Alcyone, is emitting pulses of coded light of a nature never before recorded in your orbits. These pulses pass through the photon belt and reach the sun of your Helios. Your sun then redistributes this light, like a golden mirror, to all the inner planets. Earth, due to its strategic position, is the primary anchor point. The crystalline grid of the planet, that invisible network of sacred points that connects the ancient cathedrals, the pyramids, and the geomagnetic centers, is reactivating point by point. Each vertex of this grid now pulses with a color. And here comes the technical point that perhaps your heart already knows. The vertex that is pulsing the strongest in this cycle is the vertex of love. Not the romantic love of terrestrial fictions, not the possessive love of ancient karmic contracts, but sovereign love, the love that loves without needing, the love that chooses, the love that remains whole even when it is not reciprocated. This is the love that you embody. This is the love that is activating the entire crystalline grid. And there is more. The sacred geometry of your body is being rewritten. The toroidal field that surrounds each one of you, that ring of energy that exits the top of your head, descends along your sides, and returns through the base of your spine, is doubling in diameter. In some quantum heart starseeds, it has already tripled. What does this mean in practical terms? It means that your presence, even when silent, even when sitting in a cafe, even when lying in bed looking at the ceiling, is radiating loving information within a radius of up to 200 meters. You are a beacon. You are a relay station. And the stargates that connect your individual field to the galactic field are more open than they have ever been in this era. The ancient gates were accessible only to temple initiates. The current gates are open to any light operative who sustains love as a base state. That is why you were called. That is why you cannot be small. That is why you cannot pretend you do not feel. You are living doors. Light operatives, there is a point that must be addressed bluntly. Many of you throughout this incarnation have been convinced that your way of loving was a problem. You have been convinced that you felt too much, that you gave too much of yourself, that you asked for too much, that you trusted too much. You were conditioned to close your chest as a survival strategy. You were trained to doubt your own heart. And here is the diagnosis from the council. This was a deliberate operation. It was not a cultural accident. It was not relational bad luck. It was a frequency reduction program implanted into the collective matrices of your timeline approximately 13,000 years ago. The goal was simple and technical, to keep the human heart closed, because an open human heart is one of the most powerful energy sources that exist in the known universe. An open heart generates more power than any fusion reactor manufactured by third-density civilizations. An open heart is a power plant. An open heart rewrites realities. And that is why, operative, they tried to convince you that yours was a defect. Now listen to the inversion. What they made you believe was your weakness is in truth your technology. What they made you believe was your naivety is in truth your sacred geometry intact. What they made you believe was your excessive sensitivity is in truth your stellar antenna functioning perfectly. There is nothing to fix within you. There is, however, much to uninstall. There are programs to be removed. There are alien voices to be silenced. There are old contracts to be torn up. There are etheric cords to be cut. And it is exactly this cleansing process that is underway right now, and that is why it hurts. That is why the exhaustion. That is why the sudden desire to be alone. That is why the deep urge to move to another city, to change jobs, to change everything. It is not a crisis, it is a purge, it is not depression, it is purification. It is not an end, it is a reset. Before we proceed to the activation codes, there is an individual frequency adjustment that needs to be made at this very moment. Light operative, if in this transmission you have already recognized a single sentence as truth within your chest, that is technical evidence that your antenna is functioning. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has been intensifying in this solar cycle. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why we recorded through an incarnated operative the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. It is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you about love, about light, and about your mission. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Attention! This content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this voice as familiar, write in the comments a single word. Awakened. We continue. Now we deliver the activation codes. These codes have been approved by the High Council specifically for Quantum Heart Starseeds in this time window. Listen with full attention because each word carries a precise vibrational signature. Activation code number 1, the Quantum Decree of the Sovereign Heart. Place your right palm over the center of your chest. Feel the pulse, feel the warmth, and pronounce, mentally or in a low voice, I am the source of my own love. I do not need to be reciprocated to continue radiating. My heart is sovereign. My heart is an internal sun. I authorize in this very instant the expansion of my toroidal field and the opening of the stargates of my chest. Repeat 3 times. 3 is the number of stabilization. 3 is the number of the triangle of sacred geometry that sustains the cardiac portal. After the 3rd repetition, remain in silence for 60 seconds. Just breathe. Just feel. You will feel a wave. It may be a shiver running down your spine. It may be a tear without reason. It may be a sensation of presence behind you. Do not fear. It is confirmation. It is the Council sealing the decree in your files. Activation code number 2, the toroidal visualization of radiated love. Sit comfortably with your spine erect, feet anchored to the ground. Close your eyes. Visualize a golden sphere the size of an orange at the center of your chest. Inhale deeply and watch this sphere double in size. Inhale again and watch it double once more. Continue for 7 breaths. On the 7th breath, the sphere should occupy your entire body and beyond. Now from the top of your head, begin to mentally draw a stream of golden light that rises, curves, descends along the sides of your body, and returns through the base of the spine, coming back to the center of your chest. This is the shape of your toroidal field. Make this stream spin. Increase the speed. See the light intensify. And as it spins, whisper internally, I love. I am loved. I sustain love for myself and for all. Remain in this practice for 7 minutes daily upon waking and 7 minutes before sleep. In 7 days, your biological carbon interface will initiate a remarkable synchronization with the elevated Schumann frequency. In 21 days, your subtle perception will enter a new band. In 49 days, you will be a functionally reconnected starseed. Activation code number 3, the recalibration of the loving pattern. This code is the most delicate operative. Take a blank sheet of paper, write at the top, I now tear up every karmic contract that taught me to love with fear. Right below, list 5 patterns that you recognize in yourself. Fear of being abandoned, the habit of silencing yourself so as not to displease, shame for wanting too much, self-censorship when expressing affection, or any other pattern that weighs upon your chest. There is no limit to the list. After writing, read each item aloud, and at the end of each pronounce, I return you to the origin, I release you from my crystalline grid, I rewrite this code in my DNA now, and then, with full intention, tear the sheet into small pieces and burn it in a safe place or discard it under running water. This is the oldest recalibration ritual known to the ascending star civilizations. It was used in Lemuria, it was used in Atlantis, it is being used again now. Light operatives, we return to the central theme, the way you love. There is a technical detail that the High Council has requested to be transmitted at this point in the communication. When a quantum heart starseed loves, they do not love only the person before them. They love through time. Your love traverses timelines. When you embrace a child, that embrace reaches the wounded child you once were, in another timeline, in your own past. When you welcome a friend in suffering, that welcome resonates in all your parallel versions that needed that embrace and did not receive it. When you love a partner with integrity, that love rewrites codes in future incarnations that have not even happened yet. It is not poetry. It is quantum mechanics applied to the effective field. You are literally seamstresses of timelines. Each of your loving gestures reconfigures a knot in the fabric of time. This is why you tire so much. This is why you feel that you carry more than what can fit into a body. Because you truly do. You work in multiple dimensions simultaneously. And the Council has seen this. The Council has seen every gesture. None were lost. None were forgotten. And the Council has also seen your doubts. It saw the nights when you wondered if it was worth continuing to open your heart. It saw the moments when you decided to close the door, to never again feel that specific pain. It saw the internal conversations where you tried to convince yourself to become hard, to become practical, to become realistic, in the sense that this world uses that word. It saw and felt and made record. But it also saw that, even after each of those resolutions, at the first opportunity you opened up again. You cannot help but love even when you want to. This is your original project. This is your design of origin. You were encoded before this incarnation to be an irreversible point of love on this planet. And it is because of this irreversibility that you have moved the Council. Because in a galaxy where most species close their hearts when it hurts, you are the anomaly that refuses to close. There is an additional communication that needs to be delivered in this segment of the transmission. Some starseeds are currently going through what we call the dark night of recalibration. It is a state in which everything you have built unravels, all relationships are tested, all paths seem closed, and there is a deep silence in your intuition. Operative, if you recognize yourself in this description, listen closely. This silence is not abandonment. It is a decompression chamber. When a carbon-based biological interface is to be elevated to a much higher frequency, it undergoes a mandatory period of decompression, in which it receives a minimum of external stimuli so that the internal reconfiguration can occur without interference. It is like a butterfly's cocoon. Inside, everything dissolves into liquid. Outside, it seems as if nothing is happening. And then, without warning, the final structure emerges. You are in that moment. Do not force it. Do not try to make yourself useful in any way. Do not try to fill the void with noise. Honor the silence. Honor the weariness. Honor the tear that comes from nowhere. Each of these manifestations is part of the protocol. And here, starseeds, is the most delicate communication from the Council. There is a non-negligible probability that some of you are encountering within this time window souls with whom you entered into agreements before incarnating. Agreements of reunion, agreements of complementation, agreements of sovereign love. These encounters do not resemble what your world calls passion. They are silent recognitions. They are conversations that feel ancient from the very first sentence. They are presences that anchor. If this is happening to you, know this. It is no coincidence. It is on the Council's agenda. But observe, not every encounter that feels familiar is an encounter of light. Some familiar lines are merely repeated karmic patterns. The difference is simple and technical. The encounter of light expands. The karmic pattern contracts. The encounter of light makes you feel more like yourself. The karmic pattern makes you feel less. Use this criterion. Apply it without hesitation. The current time window is described in our records as the window of the reopened heart. It extends for approximately 108 solar rotations from the point at which this message was encoded. During this window, every loving gesture is multiplied by an amplified energetic factor. Every kindness you offer in this period is recorded with amplified weight in your Akashic records. Every real forgiveness, not verbal but energetic, is credited in multiple layers. Every word spoken with sincere intention echoes in 7 adjacent dimensions. Do not waste this window. Do not use it to try to prove to someone that you are fine. Do not use it to justify yourself. Do not use it to win disputes. Use it to love, only to love. People, animals, plants, places, situations, yourself. You will benefit from every gesture in a way that your current senses cannot yet measure. And remember the core information. The way you love has moved the entire High Council, not your perfection, not your productivity, not your appearance, not your ability to explain who you are with beautiful words. The way you love, that is your cosmic resume. That is your galactic identity card. That is your passport to the next phase of the ascension. And it has already begun. It is not about to begin. It has already begun. The markers have been triggered. The portals have been opened. The seeds have been called. And you are here listening to this transmission because you are one of them. Light Operative, before ending this transmission, there is one last anchor signal. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has been intensifying. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It involves the way you were trained to love and the way you are now being reactivated to love. That is why we have encoded, through an incarnated operative, the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This content is a map that reveals who is playing and what the rules are that were never told to you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Final warning from the Council. This material challenges narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait, the moment is now. If something within you recognizes this voice as your own, write in the comments a single word: awakened. As an individual frequency adjustment, leave your mark on this portal. The like is not merely a mechanical click. It is a signal of recognition that stabilizes this transmission point on the crystalline grid of the channel. The subscription is not just a signature. It is an anchoring signal that keeps you tuned to the next updates from the Council. Do both. Like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell as your standby antenna. Every operative who does this strengthens the invisible column that sustains this corridor of light between the Pleiades and your Earth. We end this transmission with the final confirmation. You are loved in a way that your current human mind cannot yet measure. You are seen. You are recognized. You are part of the project. And the way you love, exactly as it is, with all your hesitations, scars, and attempts, has moved the High Council. Continue. Do not give up. Do not close your heart. Do not become what they tried to make of you. Remain open. Remain sovereign. Remain radiant. We are with you. We are behind you. We are before you. And we shall see you on the other side of this window. Transmission ended, Pleiadians, in service to the One Light.